Hello everyone, welcome back to myrsilife.com. Today is the final video of our Keys to RSI Recovery series. Let's get into it. This one is going to be called Sustainable Recovery. So let's talk about what the table of contents is for today's video. The first section is called Celebrate Every Sign of Recovery. The next section is Take Frequent, Extended Vacations or Rest Periods. And then we'll get into Practice Self-Awareness. Okay, so we celebrate every sign of recovery. The last post was kind of, some bad news. Being patient and having patience is just really boring, but you gotta do it. So now let's talk about what happens when you start to see those signs of recovery. Pay really close attention during your journey and notice small changes. Congratulate yourself on days or in moments even when you have no pain or less pain. Celebrations can be as simple as allowing yourself a mental pause during your day, taking a walk, cooking a meal, watching one of your favorite YouTube videos, just chilling. Allow yourself to be indulgent when you accomplish major milestones, when you hit a new PR in the gym or in your workout. When PR means personal record, by the way. Feeling improved strength or mobility, or even finding a new path forward and motivation in your career. I'll give you an example from my life here. In 2021, I congratulated myself more than I ever have and celebrated more than I ever have in my life. I spent the prior 12 months before the celebration working really hard at recovery, educating myself as thoroughly as possible about this condition, getting in shape, talking to folks on the internet, talking to my medical experts, and strictly following the treatment. And so eventually, of course, I had to quit my job because it was not a good fit, being that I couldn't use a keyboard anymore. But that was rewarding, right? I had a plan and took action on that plan. So I rewarded myself with a 5-month hiatus from my career. I took August to December of 2021 completely off work, spent 4 weeks in South America. It was amazing. Highly recommend going to South America if you ever get the chance. So that is the Celebrate Every Sign of Recovery section. Next up is Take Frequent Extended Vacations or Rest Periods. I just talked about this in my example. My goal going forward is to take 8 weeks of vacation per year at least. Hopefully more, as much as I can, right? In my case, the weeks and months away from the computer and from the work environment were the #1 recovery strategy. Nothing healed my hands like stopping the computer use. So a hiatus from work simultaneously reduces 2 extreme risk factors. Number 1, the time spent in the environment that caused your injury, the physical desk and mouse and keyboard. And number 2, the mental stress caused by the job. So both of those things go completely away when you take time off work. No other strategy I can imagine or try has ever accomplished this level of health benefit and recovery acceleration. So following, I had a near relapse in July of 2021, and that's when I realized I would need to sacrifice my employment in order to recover sooner than I expected. My hands were in really rough shape. I asked for a week off. My employer was, denied me. Back when I was newly injured, I asked for time off and they were enthusiastic. They wanted me to recover. But what they didn't, really appreciate was I just kept asking, and you're gonna need to keep asking if you're not getting what you need. So they just weren't as understanding, and that's understandable. They have to get their crap done too. And just because my employer at the time wasn't willing to work with me doesn't mean that your employer won't do the same for you. I encourage you to ask for what you need. Understand that they may say no, which is why it's important to make a plan like we talked about in another video, and have patience as well. So a willingness to be flexible in your career is going to make this goal so much more possible, to take extended vacations and rest periods. Last section here is practice self-awareness. Basically, in conclusion to this whole Keys to RSI Recovery series, take the lessons you learn through your recovery journey and start applying them to other areas of your life. Choose now not to make yourself miserable through RSI. Choose to see your injury as a gift that opened your eyes to better ways of being. All right, that's it. Let's talk about the action plan. Step 1, write in your journal, what are some small ways that you can reward yourself on a weekly or monthly basis for those small things we talked? Consider things like going to events, going to live sports games, going to comedy shows if you can, depending on COVID, of course, here in 2022. Eating one of your favorite meals, watching your favorite movies, all good stuff. Number 2, write in your journal as well, what are some big ways you can reward yourself? Like my 5 months off, for example. Pick one of your big goals from action plan number 3 and decide for yourself, when I accomplish this, that's gonna result in an epic reward for myself. So tie those goals to the rewards and decide for yourself what reward is gonna work for you. Last one here, number 3, in your journal, revisit the action plan from key number 1 way back. Ask yourself whether you notice any changes in your emotions, your moods, and mental patterns compared to when you first made the journal entry. Congratulations, you made it to the end of this enormous blog series. I wish you the best in your recovery journey and in your health and in your careers. Keep in touch, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. Thank you so much for watching.